Hello, my audience. I'm reviewing 2010 movie of The Last Airbender. Good God, this movie sucked. I give it 0 points out of 10 points. Because the reason why I give it 0 out of 10, I can't say anything that I liked or that was smart or creative about this movie. Because all the original ideas that isn't not to the source material of the series Last Airbender, unless the source material stories like that recreative or nods what I'm trying to say is most of the stories for the theatrical movie is original ideas, and the original ideas horrify me and a stuff of nightmares made out of. The original creative ideas for most of this movie is original creative ideas. So it's one of those not the most faithful adaptations and didn't try to be a faithful adaptation and couldn't get the names right of any of the characters or his legacy Messiah name, Avatar right name. Couldn't use that for the theatrical release for some reason. And it's called Avatar in the movie. Aang is called in the movie. Sokka's called Sokka in the movie. And Katara's the only one next to Zuko that got their accurate name. And Uncle Iroh's called Uncle Ebro instead for some reason. I don't know. I'm not the one that made this show. I'm not the writer of the script. Emily Shyamalan is. He's also the producer and director. I'm surprised he didn't make a cameo in himself like he did with the Village Signs movie with Mel Gibson or Lee in the Water. I'm surprised he didn't wrote himself to act in this movie to make an appearance. Good God. This sucked. I hear he was a fan of the show, and I hear he couldn't legally use the word avatar because Paramount wouldn't let him because they gave the license name word Avatar to use in live action on big budget screen. Couldn't I guess the James Cameron wanted to be the one that used it for 2009 and the rest of 2010s. So when 2010 came out, we got the rewrote short script that Emily Sean had to whip out of his ass because of legal rights with Paramount wouldn't let him use the word avatar or any character because of legal reasons with Paramount not wanting him to give him the right names for the movie, so he couldn't use them. Whose fault is this? James Cameron, or M. Night Shyamalan? I think it's not M. Night Shyamalan, but more James Cameron because he's the one that had to he's the one that wouldn't legally share the word avatar for both movies. That's why the word avatar is not anywhere said in the movie or in the title, like in the show. Had it in the title. The name was called Avatar. And so he's, for some reason, they thought it was a good idea to make him a more competent fighter and easily bend all four elements early on in the first act of the movie. And then before he escapes the Fire Nation ship, where Zuko and the Fire Nation grabbing the ship, and they don't stand a chance against him. So he's kind of like already a powerful airbender and a powerful with bending other elements, earth, water, fire, and air. He can only bend a little bit already. It's not like he has no control. He has perfect control. So it's like, so he doesn't need to master earth, fire, and water. So he doesn't need to work on earth, fire, and water like in the show, because in the show it's not like he couldn't bend the elements. Is that he had trouble controlling his power with the elements, and sometimes he could he could in the show like he couldn't really had any experience or a teacher to show him how to bend other elements other than air. So he left home before he could like leave for avatar training and sent away to master all elements in the show. In the movie, it's implied he ran away because he was upset, but he got over it. And this was after he was frozen on ice in this ice dome with Appa. And Appa's not even like mentioned, named in this movie. He's not even mentioned, so you don't know that that's going to be a regular. So unless you're a fan of the show, you have no idea who that is. Unless you're a fan of the show, you wouldn't know what the character's name is. Same goes for Momo. And General Zhao is in this movie, but you wouldn't know who he is unless he's acknowledges himself as General Zhao, or calls himself General Zhao. Other people call him that. Yeah, there's not enough. And also, what's weird is that, with the exception of Zuko and Iroh, who's Iroh in the show, are played by two white characters, not Asian characters. What's weird, the rest of the Fire Nation's Asian characters and the rest of the cast, it has Asian characters. Like, the movie doesn't have like all white cast like the movie says. It's only an all white cast for the main characters. But the environment is still in Asian culture, and they do. And it's weird that how Sokka and Katara have played by white people and not Indians, like because these not Indians or Native Americans, because the culture is still Native American, and they interact with Native Americans in the show. The family's bloodline is still Native Americans, with all of them except for those two characters. So it's only a whitewash cast with severe miscasting because they don't even look like the characters, not even the right race for the characters. But everyone else that are side characters and interact with the main characters, they're the right race that they should be for the show, that they are in the show for the big screen movie. So the race swap with all the main characters with white people. And the main characters are Zuko, Iroh, Katara, Sokka, and Aang, and they all also have their names changed for the theatrical movie to make it sound more Asian than what they were. To make it sound like Shyamalan said the reason why he changed like the character's name in the show because he wanted to actually something like they want to give Aang a real Asian monk name. Oh, instead of calling him the actual character Aang in the show, so they changed it to give an actual monk to nod to actual monk history, and that's the actual monk name, I guess. But I'm sorry, the show already has a fan base, and we know who these characters are named supposed to be, and because 2 years before this movie, the final season finished wrapping up in 2008. Then comes 2010, 2 years after the final season wrapped up, 2 years after the show finished ending, and 2 years after we didn't get a season 4, even though they planned for season 4, but had to get canceled for season 4 in favor of this movie, not getting overshadowed by the show. That was Paramount's idea, to cancel the show in favor of do a live action movie to make more money off of the brand than just make more money off the show. It's not like they weren't making money on the show. They were, tons. But the thing is, they thought they could make more money with a theatrical reboot movie. instead of making more money, was a fourth season that was going to be the final season that wraps up all the loose ends from previous seasons. So, Paramount Nickelodeon executives got greedy, and it backfired in their face. Because this movie flopped in theaters when it came out opening day, pretty much. And the next second day, it took less than one. This is the only. I remember how bad this flopped in theaters. I remember I saw this opening weekend day. I was one of the suckers that saw it in the IMAX 3D screen. And I only watched this movie all the way through because for one day when I make a YouTube channel and I'm ready to make a YouTube channel as a YouTube critic, I would talk about this movie. So I absorbed this whole movie from beginning to end just so I could talk about this movie to this day under this YouTube channel. True, I didn't make a YouTube channel as a kid. I made them in my 20s. I started in my 20 years old. It was my first one. And then I started 29 for the new ones. So, this is one of my new ones that I started at launch with the YouTube channel. So, and I didn't want to tell anybody at school what I wanted to be when I grew up because, I kind of figured they would just laugh at me. That I want to be a YouTube critic. So I just kept it to myself, and then I eventually made YouTube content in my 20 years old of age. Now I'm 29, still making YouTube content. This ain't my first YouTube channel, it's one of my second ones. I made second YouTube contents around the same time. I made all three YouTube contents around the same time, about 29 for my next channels, or even more than one review of decades of movie on each channel. Each channel gets a decade of movies like review. So I give the last Airbender movie a 0 out of 10. And I don't know what pissed me off the most. Bending the water, being the water wave, or the fact that Aang the Avatar got name changed. Not only got name changed, but when he bowed, it looks like his dog got shot. Yeah, it was his face. Like, he didn't have when he bowed, they finally accepted his role as Avatar, it looks like he's trying not to piss himself because he's scared shitless and traumatized. He doesn't come across like a guy he's fully ready to embrace the Avatar. He looks like he's scared shitless to be the Avatar. I know the movie doesn't call the Avatar, but I'm going to forget what it called. I'm not going to remind myself because, it's like the made up crazy language for this dialogue of this movie is garbage. Total 100% garbage. And so are the stupid CGI bending visuals. Was the CGI bending? Was the earth bending, fire bending, earth bending, water bending, and airbending? All this bending looks like unfinished CGI mess. And the negative colors don't help the CGI. They just make it worse and stand out more than the CGI doesn't. It's not finished. The movie's filled with constant close-up shots on people's faces and shaky cams. Even when action or intense dialogue's going on, and quick cuts. Oh my god, the quick cuts won't stop. Who edited this movie? Joss Whedon that edited the 2012 Avengers movie? Or Edward Norton that edited the 2008 Hulk movie? Or it was it M. Night Shyamalan that edited this? Because I never seen editing this bad since one of those Marvel movies I mentioned. And those are older. Was the, not Avengers. Avengers newer than this movie. But I meant 2000 Hulk's 8 movie. 2008 movie of Incredible Hulk. It's a lot older and has better CGI that doesn't look unfinished. The CGI, at least CGI's Hulk movie, looked like a finished polished CGI. I mean, it was edited like crap and put together, pasted like crap, because they just wanted to rush everything. And so does this movie, guilty of rushing the story, because it's poorly edited, poorly executed, poorly explained. You wouldn't know what's going on unless you're a fan of the show. But even when you do know what's going on, you don't like what's going on. Even though that you're a fan of the show, you know, there's the only how you can tell who's who. You have to be a fan of the show so you can tell who's the main protagonists of the good guys and who are the bad guys and whose side you're supposed to root for and root against and whose side you're supposed to relate to, because this movie is rushed and edited together like a garbage disposal. I mean, it feels like it's been edited like by a garbage disposal. It's just edited terribly. This movie is terrible at explaining its content that it's based on. It doesn't treat it with patience. It's just desperate to get to the next shitty action piece shot. Yeah, the action's edited like looks like shit. So none of the characters are shitty and unmemorable, not memorable or iconic, but so is the action. You think Dragon Ball Evolution and Wolverine X-Men Origins was bad? Well, I got news for you. Try watching the whole thing of this movie and still tell yourself you can sleep at night. When you say, if you think, well, X-Men Origins bad, or Batman and Robin, or fuck it, Eternals, or any movie that's bad that you hate, this is just the worst movie I've seen in my fucking life. Because the original ideas, you have to one, you have to be a fan to understand what's going on. Two, when you know what's going on, you're not liking the changes. If you're a fan of the source material, watch the show all the way through, you know? So, 3, it's boring as fuck. More than Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2. Because the pacing takes forever to get going. The story takes forever to get started. The drama meat pops when he reveals who he is, the Avatar. And they mispronounced it when they call it in the movie. Whereas they say, Amatar. Yeah, Amatar, my fucking ass, you idiot. What's wrong with you, Shyamalan? Why? Oh, yeah, you probably had to change it because they probably won't let you use it because Karen got owned the rights to the word Avatar for film, right? Using. Right? Why not just why did this movie just got canceled? Like Batgirl movie? I would have been much more happier it just got canceled. Not knowing how bad it was. Why couldn't it suffer the fate of DC's Batgirl movie that got canceled? Why do we have to live in a world where this movie exists? This sucks. The world's a cruel fucking joke. We all deserve to die by a tsunami for making this movie. We all deserve death because we're idiots. We don't use our brains anymore when it comes to making movies. We just talk and write with our asses and egos and make garbage like this. I have officially lost hope in humanity. Kill us now, God. Bring the biggest tsunami, make us all die of our stupid sins or whatever you justify it for. Kill us now. Kill the human race, God, please. I don't want to live anymore with this movie. In a movie that exists in this world because I just don't want to live in this world with this movie. It's just not fair to me, if you're real. I don't know if you're real or not, God, but please kill us now. I feel miserable watching this and talking about this movie. Goodbye. Subscribe to my content. Like this video. Subscribe. Grow my likes. Grow my subscribers. My name is Jake Allen Graham. I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope this was funny enough for you. Watching me miserable. Express my misery to you guys. I give The Last Airbender 0 points out of 10 points. I'll take Dragon Ball Evolution any day over this movie. At least that has a hot girl in it. Doesn't make it good, but it makes it somewhat entertaining bad. Was how aggressive Dragon Ball Z Evolution is. Aggressive, stupid. Writing. So, that's my review on The Last Airbender movie. Goodbye. Like this video. Subscribe. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and grow my subscribers. Bye. I'm looking for the off button. Here it is.